Hello team, today we are going to review Streamline Server Release version 2025.11.0.0. So let's begin. Let's start with no order periods tab. Let's go to project, no order periods. This is where you can control when orders are allowed to be created. This whole section replaces old supplier holidays window with a much more flexible setup. Here we can disable ordering for purchases, transfers, and manufacturing independently. So let's review purchasing first. Let's click Add Period. Here we need to define which item codes, suppliers, and dates when ordering will not be available. Let's say we choose this supplier, and if supplier has some individual item codes, we can select them as well. Otherwise, we can just disable ordering for the specific supplier only. Now let's call it A425687 holiday, and let's set the dates. So now all ordering for the particular supplier will be done before and only after given dates. Let's click create. As always, do not forget to click save changes, and of course you can export the file to the Excel, you can make changes in bulk, and you can import it back in Streamline. Same logic applies for transfer orders, although when you create it here, you can define which locations or DCs are not available for transfer during specific period. Let's say we're counting our stock and we won't be able to make any transfer today. So all items from this particular warehouse or DC or whichever location you have there are to be made only before 20th of November and only after. Let's click create and save changes. And same logic applies to manufacturing orders. The rule here though is applicable only to an item. So let's choose from one of our finished goods and let's select chocolate. We'll give the period a name. Let's just say no chocolate. Same logic, set the dates. So all manufacturing for the specific item code will be done only before 25th of November and only after 22nd. Click create and save changes. We also added a dedicated permission for accessing this tab, so only the right users can configure these restrictions. Under the role setting, we have no order periods, and we can define whether user has access or not. You'll typically use this when you need to block ordering during suppliers shutdowns, limit warehouse transfer during stock counts, or maybe pass manufacturing during scheduled maintenance for the equipment, etc. Now let's review planned orders improvements. So we go to inventory, planned orders. So now approved orders and orders submitted for approval have the username of the person who did said action. So let's choose an order, click submit for approval. We go to pending approval screen and we can see the user who has submitted it. Additionally, if I to approve and create the following order, if export to ERP system happens, it will send the user's email address as well. So now you can always know and track who have approved or have submitted specific orders for the approval. You can also directly compare overridden quantities with streamlined proposed ones, which makes adjustments easier to justify. So let's review current order final quantity for this particular item code as an example. So streamlined proposed quantity is 115,400 items. And let's make an override for 120K. Now, when we go to planned orders, let's look for this item code. We can see that original proposed quantity by Streamline is here and our override is in the second column. Now, if we are to submit it for approval, we can see still proposed quantity by Streamline and our overridden quantity. Although still, at this point, you can make additional adjustment if needed. Let's say I want 150K instead. I click Save Changes, and I can approve and create the order. As well, we've also added the option to split orders between suppliers during submission, and the streamline remembers that split for future cycles. So if we click more options, we have it here, split between suppliers. And if you need to export just specific orders, you can select them now. Click more options, export selection, choose Excel or CSV, and that will be it. These improvements are especially useful when you want to audit specific order changes, maintain consistent supplier splits, or extract only part of the order list for a review or communication with your supplier. Moving on, in the demand section, the Excel export has been updated. Now if you click more options, export table to Excel, all child items, it now exports in an actual tabular layout, which makes it easier to use for pivot tables or BI analysis. Next, in production scheduling, the process selection is now synced between the timeline and the table. So now if we click on the table here, we'll see the process on the timeline up at the top, and vice versa. And of course, there are some UI and UX refinements throughout the interface for smoother navigation. Data integration-wise, a new custom API test and sandbox has been implemented to streamline validation of customer-developed API endpoints. This tool addresses recurrent integration issues related to response structure, data types, and pagination that previously required manual support. Additional integration updates include ability to import the production module, manufacturing in Odoo. Multiple data sources connector now includes enhanced logging of key action and data flows. It enables faster issue tracing and improved customer support from our side. As well, we have fixed issues with re-uploading projects containing one-time upload data sources, and we've introduced an ODBC string builder for the database connector in multiple data sources connector. That's it for today. Please let us know if you have any questions.